Drivers aligned and ready to go here in Memphis, Tennessee for the 15th round of the Hardee's National Series. Hannah Allen on pole, Kev Shear on his outside, the points leader looking to extend that gap as per usual. Hannah Allen trying to defend her win from last year here. Pace car is off turn number 4. Everybody lined up and ready to go here for 138 laps of racing here. The green flag waves. We're underway here at Memphis. And already a great start for Hannah Allen off the second corner. She's already cleared Kev Shear, and Shear himself is going to clear Nick Breeding into turn number 3 as the top 3 go single file off turn number 4 to end lap number 1. Allen's going to lead the first lap, but Patrick Smith's trying to hold on to the top 5. He's already up to 4th. Ryan Reed progressing forwards, and Smith big dive down towards the inside, slides Breeding up the hill, and here comes Ryan Reed though. He's gonna try and make it 3 wide already on the second lap of the event as the 24 dives underneath Smith up the hill. Contact made, close fenders rubbing off of turn number 4, and Jack Halleck's gonna be opportunistic and try and get both spots within a corner. And here goes Halleck and Reed alike. They're all gonna team up around Smith and Breeding, and Luke Martin already with a wonderful start as well in that 86 car. He's also diving down the bottom, and everybody trying to get underneath to that bottom side. That's where you want to be in this race. That's how you're going to complete your passes early on in the event. Allen though still pulling a little bit of a gap, and this is really what you need to do. You need to get yourself into a rhythm early on, pull the gap while you still can, because once everybody gets really spread out, it's really hard to pass at this racetrack, and it's really just a matter of saving those Goodyear tires. But you see the mid-pack here, Cal Farrell trying to move forwards in this race, Edward Ziembo, Elaine Sanders, Cole Baker, a couple of Hydra cars just kind of bundled up together on the inside line as Edward Ziemba dives underneath trying to get around Noah Hart for the 18th position and McKinney for the 17th spot. And here you see Daniel Day making it 3 wide, big dive down towards the bottom and shoves BBJ up the racetrack. Here comes Sean Angel to attack Ben Crouch and Joseph Strigley alike, and Strigley's got to get out of that particular situation, and Angel dives it down towards the bottom to get past his teammate. Smith though still battling it out against Nick Breeding's number 20, and Luke Martin's just capitalizing right behind him, coming to showcase the early experience here in this race. But already 6 laps completed the event, Hannah Allen up front. The mid-pack though is chaotic right now. Noah Hart just stuck on the outside groove. He's got to get out of there quick, because now Austin Miller just sent it underneath Logan Cloud, and Noah Hart had to really back off the gas, because now Tim Fiegel and Williams gonna try and pounce a lot of the front running cars running in the back half of the field, so they've got a lot of work to cover if they really want to put themselves in contention here. But a lot of other drivers though, with this being a short track, can really even the competition just a little bit here. Luke Martin in the 86, we usually don't see this car run up front as much. Patrick Smith, again, the big surprise out of this so far. As you see up front though, Jack Halleck making a move underneath for the 3rd spot, advances his way forwards against the number 24, and Halleck looking for that first win. Ryan Reed looking to just get a good run in general, as now Jack Halleck inherits the position, but Ryan Reed, good run off of turn number 2. Kev Shear has been all over the rear bumper of Hannah Allen, 17, looking to put the pressure down in that number 0, and Kev Shear just a menace right now this season, looking so consistent so far this year, as Ryan Reed again back down towards the inside, looking to respond right back to Halleck's earlier pass. And here he goes back up to the 3rd spot. What speed that 24 car has, and what speed this 0 car has, because now he's got to move down towards the inside, and the battle for the lead is on. Allen, Shear, inside, outside. Shear's going to lead the lap this time around. And now into turn 1, he just has the right of way, and Kev Shear is going to take the lead away from Hannah Allen here on lap number 13. Allen though, will she respond right back, or will she just file in line? Looks like for now she's gonna file back in line. Smith though starting to lose some positions, losing ground to Porkins and Angel, and now Breeding and Day starting to also team up against that 29 car here. And Patrick Smith, even with that 5th pace qualifying effort, still very good job for where he's running right now. So far a wonderful start for the S3 team, losing a little bit of ground, but more or less they are really punching above their weight. William Brock, though, he has climbed up closer and closer towards the top 10. He is running in the 11th spot. BBJ down towards the outside line, just sliding up a little bit. Gatlin Downey, remember, he will be moving on to the Fisher team next year in the Hardee's National Series, so he's trying to make the most out of his progress here in this 02 car, and right now running in the top 15. Pretty good there. Diego Yepes climbing up, just got around Ross Jackson, and Jackson starting to fall a little bit backwards here. And Jackson, a free agent coming out of this year with Flying Aces ceasing operations at the end of the 2021 season, so he's certainly going to try and give owners a run for their money to see what he's got in store. Car blowing up, that's Diego Yepes, the Mexico City winner, blowing up on the racetrack, up high in turn 1. And a heartbreak for this 77 team early on, an early departure. Oh, and Logan Cloud's gonna run into the back of him, and the caution's gonna fly on the racetrack here. Tough break there. Logan Cloud did not look too good so far, but who knows when the caution could come out, but instead he ends up being one portion of the caution, and just like that, he's out of the race. And tough breaks for 2 of the Fords out of this, but Kev Shear, though, they're gonna be racing it back down, coming across the line. Kev Shear is going to lead the lap, and everybody going to get themselves really settled in here for maybe pit stops. Maybe some are going to take fresh tires or not, but let's see how things go. But Kev Shear, though, as your race leader. Yeah, the engine just expired on the front stretch, and Yep is just trying to get out of harm's way and fluid on the racetrack. And a couple cars, I think, were slipping slightly. Corey Williams almost ran into the back of the 77, but Logan Cloud, you see his car just slip into the oil and runs into the back end of the 77, and I think he had some cars on his inside, so it really didn't help his case. But more or less, though, 2 cars knocked out of it. Yepes was really running solidly in the point standings, 8th in the standings. Logan Cloud's really been having a good season for his standards with Joseph Strigley Racing and Roush, and now he's going to be out of the race early as well, so early departures for 2 drivers just like that. No takers on pit road, but the only driver that really did was Gatlin Downey in the 02, so they're really going to try and spice things up with their strategy. Kev Shear, though, holding on to the lead over Hannah Allen, Halleck, Reed, and Angel. That's your top 5 with Breeding, Borkins, Dave, Smith, and Martin, your top 10. Green flag back in the air. Kev Shear off the gas there, or really on the gas here, but Hannah Allen really looked ambitious on that restart. Wanted to make a move, but backed off of it just a little bit there. It could have been called a little bit of a jump, but backed off of it, so nothing down, nothing foul there. But Nick Breeding, though, going to be one of the first to go down towards the inside, going to make a move underneath Sean Angel. And here goes Breeding, and Breeding, remember, he's had that Sony Cup experience, but there we go, battle for the lead once again. Allen back down towards the bottom of the racetrack. And here she goes, has to roll the center if she can. Off the corner they go, Shear not gonna back off without a fight. Down the backstretch side by side, Allen again into turn number 3. Shear holding his ground on the high side off of turn 4, and still side by side off the corner. And Allen's actually gonna lead the lap this time around. Halleck, though, loving the top 2 go at it, because now he might have a run down towards the bottom of the racetrack, and there goes Halleck. Inside, he's gonna go. Shear kisses the wall for 2, and now Jack Halleck up to the 2nd position. Ryan Reed gonna slot in behind the 74 to take 3rd away if he can, and maybe even more. Ryan Reed, good run off of turn number 4, and now he's got his nose underneath Jack Halleck, so the 24 car showing some very good speed early on. Kev Shear immediately flocks down to the inside, but checks up a little bit off of turn number 2, and that's going to really cause Nick Breeding to really slow up a little bit, because here comes Porkins, all these other guys to really close in the gap. Halleck way up the racetrack, and Kev Shear going to capitalize on the mistake. And now back to the 3rd position goes the Dytech machine. And here goes Breeding again down towards the bottom. The front runners going at it here. Porkins and Angel, they're all going to try and also join in on the fray of all of these guys dueling it out. Angel there, Day, there's Smith. Lane Sanders just outside the top 10 here in the 13th position. Sanders has had one heck of a career so far this year out of the Roush family car, and now with some select races for CM Racing and even for the Sanders team. So Lane trying to make the most out of this year, trying to salvage what he can. Joseph Strigley, he needs some momentum to shift into his favor. Bad run at Watkins Glen, needing a good run here to really close in the gap on Kev Shear. But with how Kev's doing, it's really not going to do much whatsoever, because he's just going to continue to lose ground. But Sean Angel on the inside of Halleck. Halleck already getting flopped by all these other drivers here in heartbeat. But now Ryan Reed now having a run at Hannah Allen's money, the rookie. looking to see what he's got in the tank. The Texan cars looking very fast so far. Both their cars actually inside the top 10, so how about that? This is really a team that needed some good luck, some good fortune. Right now, they've got the pace to really have some very good point saves in general. And Hannah Allen losing a little bit of ground off of turn 2. Ryan Reed, though, all over the back bumper of the IK9 Toyota. But they're all single file for the moment. Shear up the track just a little bit there. That might cost him a little bit of time, but Ryan Reed, though, he is just waiting for Allen to make a mistake at the moment. Reed's car looking very, very spiffy. Right now for turn 2, he's got a good run off the corner, and down the backstretch they're gonna go. Will he make the dive down? Yes, he will. Late braking move underneath. Hannah Allen gives plenty of space, and now Ryan Reed wants his share at the front of the field as he's gonna lead lap number 31, and how about that for Ryan Reed? He's got the race lead away from the 17, and now Allen, will she respond right back for the 24? That's the big question. She got a really good corner there. And now you just see all these guys just bunched up together. But Allen up the racetrack this time around. And here goes Kev down towards the inside, and the battle for second heats up. Kev just sails it down towards the bottom of the racetrack. You can really get away with the dive bomb here, and that's what Kev is doing right now. Breeding just gonna follow by example, just gonna slot in behind the 0. Gonna really just all these guys on the inside, they're all gonna hound around Hannah Allen's IK9 machine as the pole sitter continuing to drop backwards position by position. As all these other guys, though, let's see in the mid-pack, they're starting to really have a little bit of a breakaway here. Patrick Smith falling a little bit backwards here. He is down to, looks to be 15th, but make that 14th if he can get around Lane Sanders. Jake West has been moving forwards in this race. West did not have the best of qualifying runs, started in 24th, but he's now in the 16th position, so kudos to that JSR team, excuse me there. RJ Bishop, not the best of runs they've wanted. Jacob Hart, all these other guys here. Noah Hart not looking too hot right now. Brandon Crafta, Shade Eves, Gatlin Downey, he's on new tires. He's trying to really climb his way forwards. There's Tyler Commons. Bobo Jones has been nowhere so far in the event, so they're really needing to get a move on, and couple drivers on back. But Ryan Reed, though, holding his ground, holding the lead. Noah Hart actually a lap down, so we gotta really check out what happened with that 12 team. But right now, though, Ryan Reed starting to really pull a little bit of a gap over Kev Shear's number 0. So the Watkins Glen winner came down pit road on lap 24, had a loose wheel for that Dairy Queen Toyota, and not really what they wanted to see. Fisher Motorsports, they've been coming off hot from 2 wins in a row, both of them. That road course is actually from Hawaii and Watkins Glen, but now Noah Hart, though, as you saw that battle for the lead earlier in that footage, but Noah Hart, though, really quick stop. They had to really tighten the lug nuts on that car, and really costly for this Dairy Queen machine, and that's gonna mire him way down the order. Baker getting pressured by Fiegel. This is for the 19th position. Fiegel just out on the top 20 here, and here he goes inside of the 84. Fiegel's really had a season to forget compared to his AFRT compatriots. And Corey Williams also on the bottom of the racetrack. Williams with that extension for next year, to no surprise whatsoever, but Baker able to really hold his ground for now. But looking back up front, though, Allen getting passed by BBJ, but looking at the leaders, they have caught Ryan Reed once again for a brief moment. Reed looked to extend the gap, but now Shear has closed them in once again. So Shear, Breeding, and Porkins have begun to close in on the leader here. And now the pressure is on. Shear with a good run off of turn number 2. Will he make a dive down towards the inside? He's got the nose, and here he goes. Battle for the lead once again. Shear inside, Reed outside, and Reed not able to really put up a proper fight because Breeding is just right there. And Reed gonna lose out to 2 positions, maybe even more, because now Porkins has a run underneath the 424 car. Breeding up to second, Shear to first, but now Porkins up trying to get up to third. Porkins just trying to arc the corner well, and here he goes off turn 4. And check Porkins up to the 3rd position, and he will not be returning to the Curtis Racing Team for 2022, as Kyle Collins will take over that seat, to be exact. But now Nick Breeding's got a really good run. He's gonna try and make a dive down towards the bottom, but not quite there yet. But Shear up the hill. Here comes Breeding. Oh, Breeding's right there. He knows he's got the car and he's got the nose. Will he put a late dive? Yes, he will. Nick Breeding going for the race lead, and he's gonna get it. Nick Breeding to the point here at Memphis. What a pass there. And Kev Shear, will he respond right back? Will he do a crossover move, or will Breeding make a mistake? He's up the hill once again, but Kev gonna try and capitalize. He is all over the back bumper once again on the 20. And Nick Breeding, though, now gonna have to defend from all these other guys. In Breeding, what a season he's had. What a career he's had so far. He's all over the place in terms of the FBRL, but he has now put himself in a great spot as the race leader. And man, sometimes I wish there was a rear sponsor in the back end of that car, because that irks me a little bit there. But Nick Breeding, though, in command here. The 20 car looking strong. Rodriguez Racing on a tear this season. Hannah Allen, despite not winning, they've had the speed, but Kev Shear, though, still putting the pressure down on that number 20. What a drive it's been for Jake West in the 16, the 2018 champion, showcasing what he's got, as now he sends it underneath the inside of Luke Martin, the defending Sony Cup Series champion, though dropping down to the Napa Truck Series and currently a points leader in that series for a reason, showcasing his dominance, but losing out to Jake West there. Luke Martin's had quite a season in the Napa Truck Series with so many wins under the column. He's really punching above his weight with this 86 car as well, showcasing that he is one of the titans here in the FBRL. But Jake West closing in here in the 11th spot. Could he close in on the top 10? Because this car has been very good in that long run, but West, what a sensational run so far. William Brock in 13th, Ross Jackson in 14th, Fiegel, all these other guys here. Lane Sanders, there's Patrick Smith in the 17th spot ahead of Brandon Crest, a couple CM cars, Curtis Racing, and a couple high up Chevy teams, so really a lot of bragging rights here. But Brandon Crest gonna have a really good run off a turn 2 Patrick Smith's car, a lot of understeer off the second corner. Lane Sanders gonna try and send it on the inside, but to no avail. But right behind him, Bobo Jones trying to get past Gatlin Downey's 02 car. Maybe the tire's starting to even out for the Credit One Bank Toyota, but really uncharacteristic of the Fisher cars, with the exception of Joseph Strigley, running kind of mediocre in this race so far. But Corey Williams inside of Lane Sanders here, and Lane in that one car, this one team, they've usually been very fast, but a little bit off this weekend here. Sanders just dropping a little bit backwards down the order, but Corey Williams still trying to find himself a top 15 run in that 14 car, and now he's put himself there. What a dive by Gatlin Downey. That was like several feet back, and now he's also gonna breeze past the one car there. And Gatlin Downey, I think the tires are starting to really come into favor for this 02 car, so we gotta see how Downey does once we continue to get ourselves into a proper run. Sanders continuing to drop down the order. Cars have been passing him left and right, so he might have used his stuff up too quickly, because now Jones around him, Baker now making a move to the inside. There's Tyler Commons in that 39 car. They really, once they've made races, I think Tyler Commons can really get some good runs in for this Raycon car, but they just really never can execute when it matters the most, when it comes to go or go home qualifying. But whenever they do make it, they're able to really do well in these races in a way. But Blaze McKinney also is just struggling with their car. Really, Roush family, they've really struggled this whole race. Noah Hart way up the hill. He's going to kiss the wall for turn 2 and get a little bit of a good old smooch. But Sanders continuing to drop back. Austin Miller not looking too good. Scott Roush, they have missed the setup completely in this 3 car. They are in 29th right now. Cal Farrell in 30th. Caesar 31st, Ben Crouch, there's Goss, there's also Matt DeLeo, Griffin Lapel McDermott, Tip Foster, Aria Cremona, and you got Hauk and Ziema. Nick Breeding, though, he's been able to really extend the gap over Kev Shear, and that car has been set up differently in this long run, and Nick Breeding looking like a star out here for Rodriguez Racing. And remember, they are the team that won the championship last year, so they're looking very strong this year. Toyota in general, they've been so good at how well and consistent they've been. They look to be the best manufacturer on the grid. And Chevy, they can be very sporadic. Fords just kind of once in a while can have the glimmers of hope, but I think Toyota seems to be the most stable out of all of them so far, because CM and KR, really Curtis Racing, they've really been all over the map, but CM Racing usually very consistent here. But you see the Dodges, though, they've kind of been all over the place as well. But Nick Breeding, though, holding a second or so gap, almost 1.3 second gap over second place Kev Shear, and Breeding looking to be the car to beat the youngster, really showcasing what he's got here tonight. Strigley looking to set up BBJ here for the 8th spot, and now he's gonna have his move on the inside. BBJ way too deep into the corner and up the hill, almost into the wall. The two almost smacked it, and Hannah Allen gonna follow right behind her fellow Toyota, and now BBJ gonna lose 2 spots just like that. Hannah Allen, though, looking to get back upwards a little bit further up the field. And now here she goes down towards the inside. Oh, what a dive down towards the bottom. And Joseph Strigley about panicked a little bit. Here goes the 17 down to the bottom of the racetrack. And look, not too far behind, it's Jake West's number 16. He has closed in on the wad of cars right in front of him. So the champion, the 2018 champion, starting to close in. This could get really spicy for the top 10, and BBJ continuing to try and find something down at the bottom of the racetrack. Nick Breeding, you see the gap kind of dwindling a little bit here. He's actually caught lap traffic, so that is actually why the gap's starting to decrease a little bit here. But BBJ, though, he is very stern with that 45 car off the corner. He's gonna go. Jake West, though, this is a good opportunity to really capitalize on a position here, and here he goes inside of Joseph Strigley, and that's really his owner to be exact. And here goes Jake West down towards the bottom. He will also return to the Joseph Strigley team for next year, and this is a team that really could surprise many for 2022 if things go right. I think they've got a very smart lineup and a very deadly one, to be exact, with him, Caesar, really to be exact to name them. Oh man, oh, another big dive bomb down towards the inside. What a madman there. Kamikaze dive, and BBJ, I think he's not going to be too happy with that late maneuver there, but Jake West, he is showcasing his 2018 form right now with how much wins he had that year, but now he's already climbed up towards the top 10. What an impressive showing for this AMS oil machine, and he is continuing to intimidate drivers left and right, and he's got a move underneath Hannah Allen. So, oh my goodness, the fun never ends for Jake West, and he is going upwards in this race, and Gatlin Downey not too far in the distance as well to really try and close in on this group of cars. But Jake West, though, just like that, within the span of a couple laps, has already climbed up to the 8th position. Up front, though, it's Nick Breeding holding the ground, but oh, car blowing up. Will Goss right in front of him, and he actually overshoots pit road, but it's not really gonna matter because the car is basically done for the day. But what a heartbreak for Will Goss. They were in 33rd, but not the most ideal of runs, but more or less still a pretty solid effort if attrition came into the play. But out of the race, he's gonna go. Early departure for him at lap number 78, or really not as early as Cloud and Yep is, but more or less just an early end for him. But you see Jack Porkins, though, he got shuffled to the top side here, as now Ryan Reed Halleck gonna really make a move to the inside of the 41, and Porkins gonna lose out to 2 positions just like that, maybe even 3, because Sean Angel also has his ground down towards the bottom of the racetrack. And here we go here. You see all these guys just bundled up together, really second on back, clumped up together, and Porkins just still shoved up towards the top side. Daniel Day has started to close in on these guys as well, so things are starting to really heat up between the top 2, really second on back. But Nick Breeding just on a whole different zip code right now. He has to navigate around Matt DeLeo's number 11 if he wants to really dispose of him quite easily. But Breeding's pace, just holy moly, it's built different right now, because he's been able to get past cars left and right, and that car so flawless in clean air, and he's just been very smart with this race so far. And Jack Halleck, though, he wants a dive underneath for 3rd, and he's gonna do so, gonna commit to it. And Ryan Reed gives him plenty of room off the corner, and Jack Halleck now up to 3rd. If he can clear him off of turn 4, Ryan Reed, though, gonna fight right back. But really, I don't think it's really gonna work out too much, because now the 74 up to P3 as a result. And Daniel Day, though, starting to close in on these guys as well, so keep an eye out on that Advent Health Ford as well. Shade Eves has been lingering around the top 20, and now he's closed in on Ross Jackson for 19th, and here he goes. Really, the mid-pack has been kind of also a little bit antsy here, though. The field has calmed down quite a lot of cars kind of single file, I think, really trying to nurse the tires until they come down pit road. But Shade Eves, though, now for the 19th position, and oh man, oh, that's a really big send, and Brandon Cresta, I don't think is gonna like that as well. A lot of drivers have been sending into turn 1. I think they're trying to really test the limits there. And Brandon Cresta is going to actually probably lose out here because Jackson and Eves both down towards the inside. And there goes the number 7. Just breezes past Cresta without much of a hassle. And Ross Jackson, he's going to follow on toe here. But Shade Eves, remember, he will be going to see him racing next year. And with how he's been doing this year, it's been a very solid season. 16th in the points standings. Has had some inconsistencies here and there, but it seems every year he's been getting better and better as a driver. Bobo Jones, though, what a breakout season it's been for him. He's running in 17th, and that I know won't demonstrate much, but from how he's been doing this season, it's been very good. And he's exceeded expectations, I would argue here. But now he's all over the back bumper of Corey Williams here, but not able to really get anything there into turn number 3. Probably gonna have to wait again, but Brandon Kraft is still going at it with Ross Jackson on his inside. But Jackson, though, able to really take it away and really fend off Brandon Cresta here. And again, Jackson trying to make the most out of what he's got. BBJ inside of Gatlin Downey. I think Downey was trying to find something, but got held up by Brett Houck in the process. Houck going a lap down or so, but West, though, getting held up by Griffin Label McDermott. McDermott has to get out of the way, and here goes West down towards the inside, but the gap just kind of a little bit gone here. Nick Breeding now extending the gap to 2 seconds in the event here as a lap number 92, now 93 of the event. Still plenty of laps to go, but Breeding, he is just gone. Daniel Day now gonna come down pit road, so here we go. We've got ourselves some green flying pit stops, and only a mere 1 stopper, so this is gonna be the money stop. So Daniel Day the first to come down, Jake West, there's Hannah Allen. So it looks like all of these guys, they're all going to try and pull an undercut here to see if it works out. But now the risk is if a caution comes out. So if the caution comes out, here comes Breeding down pit road. So Kev Shear actually gained a little bit of time this time due to lap traffic, I would argue. So now the 0 car, they've got to really put themselves a hot lap here to see if they can gather up some ground. And Patrick Smith, that car's actually starting to fade back, so actually a couple of them on the edge of the lead lap. Patrick Smith in the 29, they started 5th in the event, but they have fallen off a cliff. They are in 26, but this is also the cycle starting to begin here. Kev Shear, outside pole sitter, running up front. Jack Halleck, he started 9th in the event. Ryan Reed also started pretty well in 7th, so a couple guys, though, also trying to really mend themselves based on where they qualified. So again, Daniel Day, there he is off of pit road, so let's see where he cycles out. Will he gather up some positions or will he lose some? But Ryan Reed a little bit wide there off the pit road, and oh, don't hit the pit wall, buddy, and oh, he won't, so I think he actually barely got it, so he should be good there, so no harm, no foul, so as long as you really don't violate the commitment cone, to be exact, you should be good. Porkins down, there's Sean Angel, BBJ, so it will get a little bit antsy in terms of the scoring monitor, and Joseph Strigley now bringing his car down pit road. Will Kev Shear do the same? Where on earth is he? There he is on the track, so Kev gonna still stay out on the track for a couple more laps. So will this be beneficial or will it not is the real question. And will Kev come down pit road this time? Yes, he will, so I think this should really conclude the cycle just like that. And again, it's very hard to keep track, so apologies that I'm not able to really be as attentive to detail. But Nick Breeding, though, there he is on the track, so let's see where he will file in line. He should be ahead of everybody else, so Gatlin Downey actually has yet to pit so far. I think Downey's banking in on a caution, and if that is the case, it would be a very smart move, but him, Luke Martin, look to stay out maybe a little bit here, but Downey gonna stay out maybe another lap or two. So this 02 car, I think they're really banking on a caution. They did pit, so that's also another reason why they're staying out a little bit more. So they're rolling the dice. They know they're a part-time entry, so they've really got nothing to lose here. Kev Shear, though, I think all these other guys, I think Shear's actually back on the lead lap or something close to that. But again, the scoring is not quite updated as of right now. There's Lane Sanders. He's come off of pit road. There's Nick Breeding, as noted. Where is Kev Shear? Oh, Patrick Smith got some damage to the left side of his car. And there is Kev. Daniel Day actually beat the 0 car out, so the undercut strategy really worked out. So Jack Halleck, the same as well. So this is a really good strategy call from both Texan and Hydra. But now Daniel Day, though, he will be cycled as the net second place car. So what a stop for the Texan team. What outlaps from this 42 car, and as well as Jack Halleck, they jumped Kev Shear, but also Shear had the risk of staying out on the track. Sean Angel there, but Jake West also another good stop for the Joseph Strictly team. They're all over the bumper of the 44 car, but Gatlin Downey still yet to pit, and Nick Breeding has unlapped himself. Here comes RJ Bishop. You can just see the difference of the new tires start to play a toll here, as Gatlin Downey is just stuck on no man's lane on the outside, but files back down towards the bottom of the track. But again, they are just rolling the dice. Very admirable call to be exact, but now they're coming down pit road this time. Have the signal out, and Downey will end the cycle once and for all. But Nick Breeding, though, he is in the lead, but the gap is much, much bigger. Let's see how it is. 22.54. But we're just going to do a little bit of mental math here compared to Daniel Day. So about a 5-second gap from the 20 and the 42. So right now, Breeding has nothing to lose. Or really, it's all for Nick Breeding to lose in this event. A caution would have to come out, really, I would say, to really spice things up. But Ryan Reed, though, what a run for him. Texan Motorsports so splendid out there so far. Downey coming out of his stalls. That will end. Where he will position is going to be the real question here, but I think as a result, Nick Breeding is actually going to really lap more and more cars as the laps wind down. But sorry, I'm losing track of these guys, but there he is. Nick Breeding, though, holding his ground with the race lead over Daniel Day's number 42 car, and now we only have 31 laps to go in the event. Breeding's been dominating this race so far, but the gap starting to swindle down or really decrease, because now it's 4.88. Daniel Day, though, starting to clock in some good lap times here. And a matter of hand is when that 42, or really if that 42, can catch that 20. Here's what we saw with Patrick Smith explaining the left side damage, and he's coming down pit road. Angel coming out, and that's just some miscommunication, just some bad timing there, and that's just not going to look too pretty there. What was the highest of highs in qualifying ends up being the lowest of lows in results for this 2019. Daniel Day has been putting on some blistering lap times in contrast to Nick Breeding. Breeding has been able to pull a solid gap here, but now cars slow on the track. That looked to be Ryan Reed. Caution's going to fly. And with only a handful of laps to go, it's going to jam the field up, and Nick Breeding's long lead is going to expire just like that. And now, really, a lot of teams going to be very ambitious for this opportunity. Ryan Reed, he was having such a good run. He was in 5th at the moment, and then the car just suddenly died on him, and oh, that is just a heart-wrenching pain for this multi-tool car, and they just can't catch a break whatsoever. When things seem to go right for this team, it will go right, but when things go wrong, it really goes wrong, and just like that, the results won't reflect on how this kid ran. Well, boys, we've got ourselves a race. Well, boys and girls, excuse me, we've got ourselves a race. Nick Breeding up front, though, Daniel Day in second. This is the golden opportunity. This is what these other guys needed. They didn't want to see Breeding run away with this win, and now they've got a shot to try and attack that Camping World 20. Green flag in the air here. Let's see what all these other guys have on Nick Breeding. Well, Breeding fend off the field. The lap cars also on the bottom, though. Also pay attention to them, as now William Brock, they are all going to try and get their laps back right behind them here. William Brock, though, going to dive it down to the inside. Breeding has to slide up the hill. Way up the track he's going to go. And here comes Brock and Sanders. They're going to try and get their laps back respectively here to see and hope for a caution to come out. And this is going to cost Breeding a lot of time here, because he's going to be stuck on the outside. But Daniel Day also stuck on the outside. He needs to get down to the bottom ASAP. And Brock, though, just holding his ground on the bottom. Sanders on the inside. Brock up the hill. Breeding, will he make it 3 wide? down towards the inside. He's got plenty of space, and here he goes, flocking down towards the inside, and that is just what he needs in order to put himself in a very, very good spot. Off of turn 2, looks to be some skid marks down the back. We're going to have to look at that, but looks to be no caution out on the track, so officials thinking the track is clear for now. But Daniel Day, though, he's got to get around the lap cars if he wants to have a shot at Nick Breeding's number 20. But you see here the 42 just in no man's land up top, and he's really got no opposition in terms of lead lap cars behind him. He just needs to dispose of the lap cars here, and Kev Shear still stuck on the top side. BBJ gonna go down to the bottom of the racetrack, and Sean Angel and Jack Halleck, they're gonna follow in line and try and capitalize as well. So Kev Shear, though, he's got plenty of space on the bottom, but Sean Angel, though, he's gonna sail it down to the inside of the 0. But right behind him, though, you see Jack Halleck. He's getting hounded by Jacob Hart's 05 car. Not what he wanted, as Joseph Strigley now sends it on the inside of Matt DeLeo, and you see behind him the mid-pack getting chaotic. Hannah Allen continuing to drop backwards down the order. She has been really getting screwed on this restart, and Ben Crouch, though, making it 3 wide. That's for position in terms of lap traffic. Bobo Jones trying to get a late lunge here. Cars continuing to slide up the track. Caesar in the wall. Allen will hold on to it, and they're crashing down the backstretch, and the caution is going to fly out as a result. And Allen and Griffin Label McDermott collide. And again, Nick Breeding, though, actually looks like Daniel Day disposed of Tyler Commons and all these other guys. But now it's going to jam the field back up once again. Hannah Allen had a very good race, but now it is not going to be the case. She's going to be way down the order. So really tough break for this 17 car, and the race fell apart for her at the end of this one. And you see here, it all starts. Julio Cesar just way up the track into the marbles there, just no grip, and everybody's just racing so hard. You can only do so much, and Hannah Allen, no place to go. Griffin Label McDermott, instant bystander there, as both of them go spinning down the backstretch, and into the inside wall goes the 17 and the 23, and tough breaks for them. And Hannah Allen had a very strong car at the beginning, but now it's faded. And we also see Shade Eves with damage. We're also going to have to take a look to see what happened with him. So this was on the restart. Shade Eves also pulled a similar mistake to Caesar. He bounced off the wall. Luke Martin was just there, and he spins around off the bump of the 86, and Tip Foster nowhere to go, and both of them go into the inside wall, and Eves kind of went a little bit of the elastic waistband there of that inside wall, but I think they were so far in the back, the officials did not throw the yellow out, so that's why no caution came out, and we saw the skid marks down the backstretch there as a result. But a tough break for Shade Eves in the 7, and for Tip Foster as well, an innocent victim of circumstance. It all comes down to this: an 8-lap shootout to decide who will proclaim themselves a winner here in the Hardee's National Series, and Victoria is here at Memphis. Pace cars off, Breeding lead, Daniel Day second, BBJ third, Angel and Strigley your top 5, but a wad of lap cars, though, playing as a buffer for this 20 team. Green flag in the air, and spinning the tires was William Brock there, and that's actually going to help Breeding quite a little bit here, because now Daniel Day is held up behind the Synovus car, and Tyler Commons way up the hill into the wall. He's going to go, bounces off Noah Hart. No harm, no foul, and that actually helps BBJ quite a lot. And now William Brock, though, up to the top side. He's going to go. I think he's actually going to wave him by, so he's going to allow the top 2 to go at it here. So William Brock lets the 42 go, and now Daniel Day has his eyes on Nick Breeding's number 20. Breeding has dominated this race ever since he's taken the lead, and now Daniel Day looking to try and spoil the party here. BBJ now having to get around William Brock here, and the real question is, will Brock let him by this time around? No, doesn't look like that's going to be the case. William Brock playing hard to get against BBJ, and that's going to allow Day and Breeding to run away here. Breeding now looks to be pulling the gap a little bit from the Advent Health car, but now here goes the 45, dives it down towards the bottom, going to dispose of William Brock, and now going to try and close in on the top 2 here. Now make it a 3-horse race for the race win here, with only 5 laps to go in the event. Breeding still extending the gap just slightly. Daniel Day, though, he is not going to give up without a fight here. He knows that 42 car is very good. They've made some very good adjustments, and we're really closing in the gap between him and the 20 here, but now looks to be the opposite, maybe a little bit here, because now Breeding gained 2/10 on the 42 car. And now BBJ has his eyes on Daniel Day to look to put the pressure down, but still only 4 laps to go in the event. And now you see Day hugging the bottom group. He's got to experiment to see if he's got what it takes to catch Nick Breeding's car. But Breeding, though, he has just been able to defend well, been able to hold a clean race, but a little bit lower here Daniel Day went. He's got a good run off the second corner, and he might have something here into turns 3 and 4. Breeding up the racetrack a little bit here. Daniel Day a little bit of a wider arc, but now he's got a really good run. He's got something underneath the 20 car, and Daniel Day down towards the inside sails it into 1. And Daniel Day is gonna take the lead away. BBJ gonna try and take second, but slips up the racetrack and gets loose off of 2. And Breeding now has to file in line to second to see if he's got what it takes to get around Daniel Day. And now off of turn number 4, the white flag is going to fly. 1 more lap to go for the 42. In turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Breeding tight off the corner. Daniel Day gonna pull the gap a little bit down the backstretch. And in turns number 3 and 4, Daniel Day is going to rob this race away from a dominant Nick Breeding. He's victorious here at Memphis. Daniel Day with the rob of a lifetime here, just stole it away from Nick Breeding. We've seen some last lap passes. We've seen some really closing lap passes from cars that look to be so dominant. Matthew Rodriguez was one of those guys this year that did it, and now Daniel Day robs one away from Nick Breeding when the time was right and really came in clutch. Texan Motorsports with the heartbreaker Ryan Reed, they're going to be very happy to see this 42 car in victory lane, and Daniel Day has done it here, pulling an upset. What a job for the Texan Motorsports team, and caution flying out on the track here. Breeding going to end up in second. Heartbreak for them. They led the most laps for a reason, but they're not going to come off as victors. BBJ third. Strigley, what a run for him in fourth. Going to gain some points on Kev Shear, but not too much because Sean Angel ends up in fifth. Sheared points leader 6. Bobo Jones, how about that recovery run for them? Wish we gave them a little bit more time, but the lead was just getting so intense. He ends up 7th. Downey, how about that in 8th? Jack Porkins 9th, and Jake West, how about a shout out to him in 10th. What a top 10 this is, and what a race at the end. Daniel Day stole it away, didn't have to lead the most laps, and led the last few ones, and he came out on top. Thank you all for watching the round of Memphis. Congratulations to Daniel Day and Texan Motorsports on the victory here at Memphis. What a race here to end round number 15. We've got ourselves a season here. Still plenty of races left to decipher who will be the 2021 Hardee's National Series champion.